Hey, what's up everyone? It's Keith with the Tulsa Moto Club. Today we're going to restore the headlight on the KZ250. So jumping right into it, this is the original headlight for the KZ250. I'd already painted it because I had an idea for the paint on the motorcycle before, but have since changed my mind. It's also missing a few different bolts here and there and some other pieces. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take it completely apart, remove the paint. There's some rust on the inside I'd like to take care of, as well as some bigger scuffs on the lens right here. Disassembling the housing is pretty easy. It's really only held together with about 3 different screws. Inside the housing you have some grounding terminals that you can just pull right out. And to take the lamp out of the headlight, you just remove about 3 different screws. Now that the headlight's all disassembled, it's time to remove the paint, and for that I'm going to use aircraft remover. I've used this in a couple other videos before. It's pretty simple to use. You want to pour it into a different container than what's in it, and then use a brush to brush it onto the surface of the paint. Let it sit for a few minutes and it'll all do the work for you, and it'll be ready to wipe clean. Once all the paint's removed, it was time to remove the rust from the inside of the housing. For that I used Metal Rescue. It's the same product we used to remove the rust from the inside of the gas tank in the last video. It's pretty simple to use. Just take the parts that you want to remove rust from and put them in some sort of container that you can fully submerge them with. Once in that container, just pour the Metal Rescue in and you let it sit. I let mine soak in a bath for about 24 hours, pulled them out and wiped them clean, and sure enough all the rust was removed. Next I turned my attention towards the lens of the headlight. It's got some paint around the edges there that I want to get off, and like I said, those scuffs from before, I want to try to take care of those as well. The paint was pretty simple. I just used a razor blade and it all scraped right off, no problem. After I scraped all the paint off, I cleaned it with a little bit of degreaser to get the surface ready for the product I was going to use to remove the scratches. I chose to use New Finish Scratch Doctor. I've never used it before, but it sounded pretty easy to use. The directions are pretty simple. Just use these microfiber cloths and buff the solution into the lens. To be honest, it didn't work too well for me. It did take care of some of the smaller scratches and clean the lens pretty well, but the bigger scratches are still there. I decided not to worry about it too hard because I plan on replacing the headlight at some point anyway. Next it was time to start painting the housing. I did about 3 different coats of primer, and in between each coat I would sand with a 220 grit sandpaper. After the primer, it's time for the main coats. Same thing here. I chose to do about 3 or 4 different main coats and sand in between each coat. Now I did make one small mistake, and I got excited to apply the last coat and chose to do it really early in the morning when it was really moist outside. This caused a couple different bad runs and some wrinkles in the paint. So I had to sand that down pretty well and then apply a few more coats of paint just to get the finish the way I wanted. Now that the housing's all painted, it's time to turn the attention towards the grounding terminals. The old ones would work just fine, however, one of the holes on one of them was a different size bolt than what it originally should have been. And some of the bushings were kind of worn and they were a little dirty. I just decided to get a whole new replacement for them. Here are the new ones, nice shiny and new. I got new bushings as well, and all new bolts for the headlight. Assembling these is pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward. One bushing goes on the inside of the terminal, you insert the terminal into the side of the headlight, and the other bushing goes on from the outside of that. Then you can mount everything with the bolts. Reassembling the lens in the housing is just the same way you took it off, just a couple different screws. Once I had everything reassembled, it was time to install on the bike. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. If you liked it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps me know what kind of content that I'm putting out that you all enjoy watching most. And if you have any questions at all, just leave them in the comments section, I'll be sure to reply. Here's a couple other videos I think you might enjoy too. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content that I put out. Thanks again. Later.